Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the San Jose Bicycle Club Wednesday night Criterium. And it's new wheel day. That's right, new wheels in today's race. Very excited about it, but we're going to talk more about them in a little bit. First, let's talk about the course and the competition. This is a windy, hilly, very difficult Criterium. Probably 10 or 15 miles an hour crosswinds today. And then we have this hill on course, which makes everything pretty challenging. And competition-wise, powerful Alto Velo duo today. Not to mention the regulars, guys like Max, guys like last week's winner, Timmy. And I got a bone to pick this week because I lost last week to a very late race move. So let's just dive right into the footage. Okay, we're going to get into the footage in just a second, but first let's talk about the sponsor of New Wheel Day, and that is a Singapore-based company called Ascent, who sent over these bad boys. They're new flagship carbon race wheels. These are called the Polaris. So quickly, general specs, they're deep. They're 69 millimeters deep. They have DT Swiss hubs. They're wide, they're stiff, they're tubeless compatible if that's your jam, and actually surprisingly light for how deep they are. But look, this isn't a detailed review. I'm not gonna get into the specs and all that. If you wanna learn more, I'll pop a link down in the description. You can check it out. They sent me these because they specifically wanted me to test them out in a race, which I did, this race, and actually several others leading up to this. They told me that these are not only aero, which by the way, I believe at 69 millimeters deep, they better be aero, but they're also stiff and responsive in sprints, and most importantly, stable in the crosswind. So we're gonna test that claim in today's race. Stay tuned to the end. I'll share some thoughts about these wheels. Okay, so super early on, before I even had a chance to turn the GoPros on, a very strong breakaway of like 5 riders got away, and I was kicking myself because I did not want to let this happen to me again. But sometimes you just can't cover all the moves, and I was stuck in this situation that can be really frustrating, where I want to chase it back, obviously, and nobody else wants to chase it back in the group. Or everyone kind of is playing this game of chicken where they're waiting for everyone else to chase it back. So it's really challenging, but we don't panic. Here's what we do. We use the course to our advantage, because one option that is not gonna win us the race is if we just get to the front, put our head down, and just chase it back as hard as we possibly can. A, it probably won't work, and B, even if it does, the counterattacks are going to be brutal. So I use the hill. That's the main thing here is tailwind hill. There's no drafting really. Everyone has to do the same level of effort. So you can see me going hard up and over this hill because I want to make sure that either I can break off into a chase group of other dedicated chasers, or I can just make everyone else hurt equally behind me if they're not willing to help in the chase effort. I do the same thing with some slingshot attacks down in the flats, in the headwind. So down here in the headwind, I have to make sure that I'm not dragging a bunch of unwilling riders with me. I'm only going to be bringing riders who are willing to rotate with me to try to bridge up to that breakaway. That doesn't work either. So again, I go really hard on the climb, and this is just going to be a pattern until we either organize as a chase group, or I'm able to break away and you know, find a group of like-minded guys who are willing to work with me to get across solo. But it was a brutal first 15-20 minutes of this race because I was committed to not letting that breakaway get away, and I was also committed not to allowing everybody just to sit in my draft while I individually chased it back. But we actually ended up bringing it back. We ended up getting a bit organized, rotating. There were a few of us who were really motivated, and we brought it back. And this is always a very dangerous moment when a breakaway comes back, like more than halfway through a race. You always look out for the counterattacks, especially coming from that powerful Alto Velo duo. One of the Alto Velo riders was in the break. The other one, Cameron, the guy I'm particularly worried about for a breakaway move, was back in the field resting, and I know he's going to be hungry to try to get into a breakaway. He's not a sprinter. He wants to break. There he goes on the left, and I am boxed in. So you can see, like, there's no hesitation here, or else it's going to be race over. That's why I kind of spike up the power here, and I get a little lucky because some of these other riders are starting to chase. And don't forget, this is a headwind. We're going 30 miles an hour into a headwind, so as long as I can stay in the draft right here, the better. The more energy I'm saving. I want to minimize. I'm yelling some encouragement to these riders in front of me. You want to minimize the amount of time you're stuck out in the wind, especially in a headwind situation like this chasing. But eventually, I see the danger here. We have Max and we have Cameron up the road. Very powerful duo. I can't let them get 5 or 10 seconds up the road, you guys, or else I'll just be back chasing again like I was before. And look, if you're stuck chasing, something's gone wrong. I don't want to be in that position again, so I'm just going to have to put my head down. I know that everybody's in my draft, but this is just a necessary energy expenditure because it's best just to nip this one in the bud, get back on their wheel. And look, as a field sprinter, I don't want to do any of this, right? Like, I just want to sit in and be lazy until 200 meters to go. But racing's not that easy. If I let the breakaway get away, I can't win the race if there's a breakaway up the road, right? So I have to make these commitments and energy. And I'll tell you what, Alto Velo did not make this easy on me. They were playing the game of having two riders in this front group so well. They were constantly attacking, counterattacking me. So were other riders. Brian, definitely. He was away for a couple of laps, actually. And I always just had to be on high alert. Like, even at one point, Alto Velo fully did like the dummy drop. One of them just let the wheel drop of their teammate. He rolled off the front. But I'm no dummy. I've seen this one before. And
oldest trick in the book. We're not falling for that one, Alto Velo.
And I called him out on it. We're all having a good time out here. But yeah, it was tough going. I'll be honest with you guys. It was tough going until we came into the last lap. So we're picking up action here with a half a lap to go. We're all back together, and I am on the wheel of Cameron, who appears to be leading things out for his teammate. Now, I was half expecting Cameron's teammate to be attacking around me at any moment, especially in the headwind section that we're just turning off of right now, which would have put me in a difficult position, to be honest, because I would have been forced to chase it back. I don't know if it would have benefited Alto Velo per se, but it definitely would have benefited the other people in the field. Instead, Cameron's just kind of getting to the front and just doing like a medium hard effort. So like I said, it looks like he's leading out his teammate. And once we turn this second right-hander into the tailwind, approaching the bottom of the climb, I know I'm in pretty good shape because now in the tailwind, even if it's total chaos from here, we're inside of 1 kilometer in a tailwind with a hill quickly approaching. It's much harder to get away in this situation than like a big slingshot counterattack in the headwind. That would have been much more brutal. But in this position, I am looking back more than I'm looking forward at this point. I mean, I don't want to overlap with Cameron, but other than that, I am just like checking just to see when the action is going to start. And I know that you have to be really patient in these situations because this hill is like, I don't know, 8-10%. It's not very long, but you don't go at the normal 200 meters to go, which is why I was really surprised when I saw Alto Velo start his sprint from almost 400 meters at the bottom of a climb, and Timmy just coming out of his draft immediately, which I think was a mistake. So yeah, I spike up some power early on, but that was really just to make sure I don't get boxed in. And now I'm even talking in my sprint like a total asshole. But here's the thing about sprinting up a hill. You have to be patient, like I said, and then also you have to measure your effort. I think Timmy went really hard really soon, and now he's just really tied up under pressure. And once your power comes down on a hill, like, you are just losing speed so quickly. So I measured the effort. I didn't do a max all-out effort. I did like a 90% right up to the top of the hill, which is what secured the win. But wait, don't go anywhere. Let's talk about those wheels. Are they good enough to win a crit? Yes. They felt great. They were surprisingly stable even in today's wind. Here's the thing. I forgot I was on super deep 69 millimeter carbon wheels, which on lower end carbon wheels, you will get reminded of that every time you turn into a crosswind. They also didn't really feel particularly heavy or flexy. I ripped a solid sprint today, and then I even made over 1,500 watts in last week's Alviso. So look, they're very capable wheels, and I'm happy to support a growing business in Singapore. The CEO is a total bike nerd, just like us, you guys. And here's the thing. I was thinking about doing some more wheel testing, like my normal kind of objective power testing videos that you guys have seen with some different wheel setups. If you're interested in that sort of thing, let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.